understanding how those end customers buy, what they want to buy, how they're going to interact with the technology itself, how you're going to service those customers. So the idea, and we're working with the Technology Services Industry Association on this concept around consumption economics. So the idea of building a product and shipping that product and having that be the economic value that you deliver to your customers begins to go away in the New World Order. This idea around the profitability of your organization is tied to the active consumption of the service you're providing is not something that many technology companies and many would-be cloud service providers do well today. And so it's a complete cultural shift from a product-centric culture to a service-centric culture. And all of the implications associated with that are, from an HR perspective, from a sales perspective, from a customer support perspective, from the role that IT plays within the product. All of these things are things that in and of themselves are difficult, but you layer all of them in together and it's overwhelming for organizations. Some people talk about best of breed. And so the thing with SaaS providers, and this is what we refer to as our next generation front office. So you think, and this was the blueprint, the overall blueprint that we designed for the software company because they had a large internal legacy ERP that at the time wasn't prepared to support the model that they wanted to go to. And so we worked with them to identify across the elements of how they were changing their business, so how they were engaging with their customers to make them aware of the services that they were going to provide, all the way through to how they use the product and upgrade the product. And we identified best of breed SaaS technology centered around, in this case it was Salesforce.com, and that entire ecosystem, and built a model that would allow them to quickly implement these best-of-breed technologies, all while weaving together both the integration into the investments that they've already made in technology and tying workflow and data integration and security integration across these multiple providers. The need to respond to the market and develop new processes requires new thinking about enterprise architecture and technology architecture, and you have to think about integration models that, these kind of monolithic technology packages of the past 20 years have largely overlooked. Each quarter we publish our technology forecast, and our latest technology forecast talks about the business value of APIs. So if you start to think about how you leverage the convergence of the four trends, mega trends that are out there today around social, mobile, analytics, and cloud, the ability to weave those together, both within your organization and outside of your organization, are critically important. So this idea, again, of historically always having to make investments either through R&D or through mergers and acquisitions to create a value proposition for your customers, that whole dynamic is changing. And the idea that we talk about, and it's been the basis for what today has been about around the boundaryless enterprise, we have referred to it as PWC as the extensible enterprise. But the idea that you can extend your enterprise through your business partners and other technologies to really create a different dynamic between you and your customers. So when we talk about it, again, the four emerging mega trends that we've talked about, your ability to establish a platform internally that can stick to your core and identify a set of connection points externally that allow you to leverage what's out there to provide a new set of services. Quick example of what we cover in the technology forecast. A company called Streetline, who manages parking garages and meters in large cities. Well, what they're doing now is using technology, sensor technology, and developing mobile apps that allow people within a city to find out where there's available parking. And so rather than driving around for 30 minutes, your app is telling you where the best parking is. The next step of that is then engaging retailers in those parking areas that as soon as you start to get close and enter into some of those parking spaces, that coupons can be provided through that. And so this entirely new business model begins not from them building it all on their own, it's from them having a platform that they start to use, again, a set of emerging technologies to weave together a value proposition that is far beyond a parking space.